Hey guys, so this is probably a bit out of the ordinary video, but I don't know if a lot of people have known this. This is a tribute to my fallen nan who passed away last year from, multiple complications. I won't get into it. So yeah, she passed away last year, and today is the day that she passed away 1 year on. So today has been officially a year since she left this world, and I just wanted to do a little tribute video for her and pay my respects. I'm really trying not to cry right now. It's just hard to believe that she's not here. I'm kind of still in denial that she's not gone, like I feel like she's still here, but I know deep down that she's not, and it's just really hard to believe that. And basically what I'm just gonna do that. So if any of you don't know, or if any of you are new to my channel or don't know about my nan, the people or my friends in that would probably know about it, like my best friend Teresa, she knows about my nan passing away last year. So yeah, and it's hard to believe that, actually she died on a Tuesday night, and today is Tuesday. I'll be uploading this on Wednesday because that's actually the actual date that she passed away. But she technically died on a Tuesday night, so this is the night that she died a year ago, which is really hard to believe. And yeah, and it was really, really sad, and because you think, I want to just get into it to think that you think your grandparents are around forever, like you think they're just going to be around forever, but you know deep down that they won't, and you know that they probably don't have a lot of time left. And I knew my nan was sick for years. She was very, very sick for years. Lots of things, like she had, I think it was type 2 diabetes. I don't know. She had diabetes. She had a lot of fluid in her lungs, like water and like basically fluid in her lungs, and she wasn't the healthiest of people. I'll just try and put it lightly. She was very overweight. And she was a smoker when she was younger. So probably, I think my mom told me she was like 13 or 14 when she was smoking, but she like quit in her like early 20s, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's good that she quit though, and I think it's good that she did, but it can affect you in the long run, just like it did. But it was like a majority of things. It wasn't just the smoking and the poor dieting and that. It was like a majority of things that just went wrong. My nan has had a total of 8 heart attacks, or had, I should say. She has had a total of 8 heart attacks. I think 8, 9, something like that. Either way, she had a lot of heart attacks, and I was thinking, she's very lucky to be alive, because as you have a heart attack, it damages your heart, and I'm sure a lot of people would know that. It damages your heart greatly. And yeah, she had a lot of stuff going on that was just not right, and yeah. But yeah, so today would be officially the day it would been a year that she would pass away. And like I said, I'm filming this on Tuesday, but this will be uploaded on Wednesday. But on Wednesday, I will be probably going out for dinner with my pop and my mom and my dad, because my nan that passed away is my dad's mom, or was, well, still is, really. I don't know. Can I say was or still, or it still is? Like, I don't know what really I should say, but and it was my mom's mother-in-law, and my mom absolutely adored nan for a long time, and I love my nan as well, and we all do. Like, we're all gonna go out. So I don't know if it's actually happening or not. And we haven't really heard anything to see what's happening in that. So I guess we'll just see what happens. And because I've changed around my driving lesson in that for exactly that, because I'm like, well, of course my nan's death anniversary is more important, you know. So it's crazy how it's been a year. It's that's so crazy. Like, I can't grasp that. Like, that's just doesn't feel real to me. But anyways, I will, you know. But I knew she was sick for years. I'll just tell you, like, you know, the background of how everything happened. And she was very sick for years. I'm just gonna put it at that. She was sick for years, and I knew she was unwell all the times. Like, she was always in and out of hospital and that. And I think at the end she just kind of went, I've had enough of this. I just want to, like, pass away and that. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty annoying to go in and out of the hospital. It'd be, like, painful. It'd be horrible. Like, can you imagine going through that? But yeah, as that happened, it was actually around Australia Day time, but not on the actual day of Australia, but it was around that time, like about 23rd or 24th of January, when I found out that my nan was in the hospital. And again, I wasn't really surprised, because she's always in and out of hospital. I was still worried about her, of course, you know, because it's my nan, you know, she's sick, but, you know, I wasn't really that surprised, because I knew she was always in and out of hospital. And I was worried sick about her, you know. I knew eventually one day that her time would come, you know. I just didn't think it'd be so soon. But yeah, basically I went to go see her on that Thursday. It was a Thursday that I found out she was in hospital, and Jazz is the one that told me, and my mum is the one that told Jazz not to tell me, and I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me? And Jazz is like, I didn't want you to be upset. I'm like, it's my nan, and I need to see her in the hospital when I can. Like, why didn't you tell me? So I went to the hospital that very same night, and then I got told by my dad that she was, you know, this is going to be her last visit to the hospital, and I instantly knew what that meant, and I started crying my eyes out, because I knew what that meant. It means she was going to die there, you know. And I cried and cried and cried, because I thought that was the last time I was going to see her. So I was saying that I love her and how much she means to me and how much I'm going to miss her. And I was just saying all these things because I thought it was going to be the last time I saw her. So I told her how much, that I love her and I appreciate her and that you mean so much to me. She was supposed to pass away that night, or like Thursday night, Friday morning. And I remember going to Vinnie's. I don't work there anymore, but at the time I was working at Vinnie's, and I went to Vinnie's the very next day. Sorry, that's just Teresa. I'll answer that after I do this video. But yeah, she wasn't. And when I went to Vinnie's the next day, I couldn't focus on anything. Like, I was just focusing on my nan. I was so upset. I was so upset I couldn't focus on anything. Like, I couldn't do anything. And I felt kind of useless to everyone there. I was just like, why do you want me here? Like, I'm literally going through, you know, I just got told that my nan's probably going to pass away, you know. How am I supposed to react to that news? You know. But yeah, she ended up surviving until a few days after Australia Day. So she survived through to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday is the day that she died. Yeah. So yeah, it was a pretty sad weekend because we all knew, and my dad was at the hospital the whole time, like he and his brothers, my uncle and my pop and my two other uncles, which is my dad's brothers, they were there the entire time. Sorry. Sorry. Just started randomly coughing. Anyways, but yeah, they were there the entire time. Like, I can imagine how hard it would have been for them to just be there for her. But, you know, they wanted to be there for her, and they were going to be there until, you know, she decided it was her time. And basically, yeah, that was how it really planned out. And then Monday, I went to go see her in the hospital again. I was actually at my ex, well, now ex-boyfriend's house, but boyfriend at the time, but now ex-boyfriend. I was at his house, and Mum's told me, do you want to come see Nan at the hospital? And I said, yeah, of course, I'll go see her. So I had to leave my boyfriend's house and go and see my Nan at the hospital, because it's my Nan. Why wouldn't I go see her? So I left, and I told, my ex-boyfriend saying, yeah, this is, I have to go to the hospital because, my Nan, they think that it's, she's like really, 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 she was in like a last stages of death, because, the stages of death, like she was in the like very, very last stages. So, she was basically like a vegetable, it was very sad to see, very sad to see. And I wanted to see her, so I just explained the situation, and he understood. He's like, yeah, okay, we can go to the hospital. He didn't end up going with me though, but I just went by myself. I'm like, you don't have to come if you don't want to, and I went to the hospital, and the sight that I saw when I went in there was probably one of the most heartbreaking things. I'm really trying not to cry right now. It's hard to speak about this, trying not to cry. And just seeing her in a vegetable state, it hurt me so much because she's so, lively and energetic all the time, and she's always so happy. It takes a lot out of her, I think. She was in pain 24/7, so I think no wonder she chose to like pretty much pass away. Anyways, so yeah, that was I went to go see her in the hospital. This was the last time I ever saw her. This is the last time I visited her in the hospital. I think you know what's coming next. So anyways, I did that. I went to go see her. It was the most heartbreaking sight ever. Like, she couldn't talk at all. Like, they gave her a huge shot of morphine, so I was just pretty on the morphine, the morphine was making her not in pain anymore. She knew I was there though, because as soon as, my dad said, Chelsea's here, she instantly lit up, smiled and that. So she knew I was there. She couldn't like talk or anything. She couldn't answer the yes or no questions. But she knew I was there. Like, she knew about my presence. She knew I was there. And I stayed there for probably a couple hours, and then I just left and went back to my ex-boyfriend's house. And the very next day, this is the night she passed away, and it was actually a pretty normal Tuesday. Like, I just like pretty much all I did was like, clean my flat and go to the fruit shop, do what I usually do on a Tuesday. And what happened is, then it was nighttime. This is probably a couple hours before she passed away now. So my dad gets a call saying, it was from, I think it was my pop, saying like, hey, you better come to the hospital now. She's barely breathing. It's probably her time. And I didn't hear that. And then I heard, and then everyone, I think Dad told Jazz. Because I remember my dad came home from the hospital that night. I'm like, she passed away. Like, why didn't you tell me? And he said he couldn't handle being there anymore because it was just so heartbreaking seeing her in a state like that. And I can understand that, it's heartbreaking to see your mum in such a fragile vegetable state, But anyways, moving on. But yeah, basically that's what happened, and that my mom, and then I heard Jazz say, should I tell her? And I'm like, please don't tell me she's passed away. Please, I don't want to hear it. I'm not ready for it. So then Jazz explained to me everyone's been to the hospital and that. Do you want to come? And I actually said no. But before you freak out, there is a reason why I did it. So I'll explain my reason. The reason why I didn't see her in the hospital is because I didn't want to remember being in such a vegetable, like, fragile state, like, so lying down and just really sick and, like, close to death. I didn't want to see my Nan like that. It broke my heart to even think of seeing her like that. I wanted to remember her as a talkative, energetic, lively person. That's what I wanted to remember as. So I hope you guys can understand why I didn't go. So I explained to my mum, I'm just like, I can't bear that. I can't bear seeing her like that. And my mum understood. She's like, yeah, I get that, Chelsea. You don't have to. I understand that. Everyone understood. No one had a problem with it. But yeah, and then I think it was Jazz and Dad that were getting into the car, but we got a call again from my uncle this time, and yeah, it was my uncle. And I think they were saying like, "Oh my God, she's passed away. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone." And that's what everyone kept saying. So my dad like rang my uncle to see if it was true, and he said, "Hey, Uncle Brad, which is my uncle, is this true? Is she really gone?" And you could hear him crying I could hear him crying on the other end, saying, "Yeah, she's gone." Like in such a sad voice, it broke my heart to hear him sound like that. Anyways, yeah. And yeah, so, and then my mum's, and then everyone just told me, Nan's gone. She's gone. She's passed away. She died. And I instantly just start crying. That's the first thing I do, is I just start crying, like full on sobbing. Like I was a snotty, teary mess. Like it was ugly crying at its best, but it was for my nan, and I just kept saying like, why did it have to be her? This can't be true. Like I was in so much denial. And then, well, I'm just like, I'm glad I got to tell her I love her one last time. And I was just a mess, We were all crying. Even my dad was crying, and my mum was crying. Like everyone was crying. We were all crying. We were all just sitting in the car crying. And then my mum and dad went to go see my nan after she passed away in the hospital, and it was just like me and Jazz and Link. And we were all just sitting there, and it was just silence. Like no one said anything that night. Like we were just sitting there crying, and we just didn't say a word to each other. It felt like we were robots after that. Like it was just a very unusual night. And ever since then, I've actually been getting signs from her. So I've had, supernatural, paranormal experiences with her. I've actually seen her spirit. I don't know if I have or not. Like, those dreams where you feel like it's real, but you're not really sure? That's what it felt like. I wasn't sure if it was real or not, but it felt real, even though I think it might not have been. Anyways, that's the story of how, she passed away. A few words I'd like to say to my nan. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't miss you. Sorry, you can hear in my voice that I'm trying not to cry. There's not a day that goes by that I don't miss you. I miss you every day. Yeah, like every day, even like on the days that are not significant. There's not a day that I go by where I don't miss you. I love you so much, Nan, and I hope that you're in a better place now. And I love you so much, and we all miss you very much. But I'm glad you're no longer in pain, and that you're in a better place called heaven. I'm glad that you're no longer in pain, because it killed me to see you suffer like that. It broke my heart into two. Anyways, love you, Nan. I miss you, and there's not a day that goes by where I could give you like one last hug or one last kiss, or say I love you one last time. I miss you every day, and I hope you know that, Nan. I love you so much, and it's really sad that you had to be taken away so soon, but the thing I'm happy about is try to think of it as in a positive light, that you're no longer in pain anymore, and that you're in a better place called heaven. Thank you for listening, guys. I'll do my little tribute thing at the end. Love you lots, Nan. I miss you.